In the Soviet Union, why were there breadlines?
During the war, there were bread lines, and there was rationing of food. Probably had they not rationed the food, a large portion of the population would have starved and another portion would have lived. But they had an elaborate rationing system and there were lines. In the period when, for example, when I lived in the Soviet Union in the 1980s, there were not long lines in stores. You could go in and buy bread, and you could certainly go in and buy vegetables and other things.
It worked better and worse at different periods. My first trip there was in 1990, the very tail end of the Soviet Union, and the economy was collapsing. You would literally go into a store, and what you'd see in the window was a carefully laid up out pyramid of tuna fish cans. And you go into the store and it would emerge that that's all there was. But that was very much the low point. Things were quite a bit better in the 70s.
I would say there were also shortages in the 1980s under Brezhnev. And those shortages were not throughout the entire country. They were more concentrated in certain places than in others. For example, there were fewer shortages in places like the Caucasian republics in Armenia and Georgia. There was a wonderful array of fruits and vegetables and other things, even in the winter. In Moscow and Leningrad, that wasn't so much the case. But that wasn't because of socialism. I would say that was because of the fact that the country was a lot poorer than the United States. It attempted to make food available to all its people. And it was also involved in a pretty debilitating arms race. So a lot of the budget, which might have been devoted toward, let's say, feeding people and clothing people and doing a whole variety of other things in terms of consumption, had to be devoted to an arms race.